Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We got an hour banger to get into before the big game. Hope everyone out there has a good day today. I ain't gonna talk too much. We'll save that for the end of the reaction. You know how I do. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Years. After 13 years in the National Football League, I wait 5 years to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, correct?
Correct.
Guess what else happens at 5 years? Your insurance just got turned off.
Whew.
Ah, didn't know that.
So for me, in my 13 years of going into the Hall, also now it's time for you to go find insurance. So who you know go insure somebody who played 65% of the snaps in the National Football League for 10 plus years in the trenches? That wouldn't be a very good investment for you as an insurance company, would it?
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. That's a
if these videos are real, he is potentially in danger, and I'm potentially in danger. In fact, I've heard through back channels, people that are connected, that they are worried about me and the information that I'm disseminating. And this is part of the reason why I'm being so high profile about it, is that, I don't care. Even if it was, I'm not afraid. If I need to be a martyr for this information, for extremely hyper advanced technology, potentially free energy for the world, I can't think of any more noble cause. If I'm wrong about all this, then I have nothing to worry about. And if I'm right, then it was all worth it in the end.
What's with all these plane crashes, y'all? I don't understand. It's like every day.
So y'all, they found the missing plane that was in Alaska. The initial reports say when they went to the site, they found 3 people unalive, and they couldn't account for the other 7 people. But they're saying most likely they're unalive too. So the plane was traveling from Unanakleet to Nome, where it went down. They said because of harsh conditions. They said the plane didn't send no signal of distress or nothing. So they saying it happened quick. This is now the 3rd major aviation accident in over a week, y'all. So they know it was harsh conditions, but they say usually planes can go through that. So they're trying to investigate what really went wrong. And when they find out what really went wrong, I'm gonna let y'all know. So make sure you hit that follow button. And the thing I want to know is what happened to the other bodies? Because what I read, they have not accounted for the other 7, but they presume they're unalive too. All in all, it's a sad situation all around. So I send my condolences to all the families that's affected by this loss.
¿Qué será? Pero están haciendo raspadillas, pero o han lavado aceitunas, algo.
Está todo.
Sí, entonces sí, pero ¿de dónde viene el rojo? Ahorita en la noticia vamos a ver por qué está rojo.
Nope, this is not the one you saw yesterday. It's February 7th, and another river has turned to blood. And by the way, while these rivers are turning red like blood, there is all sorts of insane stuff happening around the earth that I'm about to show you. And when I say insane, I mean things that don't normally happen. It was cute yesterday when people were trying to say the Peru River turned to blood because iron oxide or something. This one is in Argentina. I told you, you're going to throw out all those baseless claims. This is not normal. And like I told you yesterday, when the waters turn to blood in the Bible, it was always a very fearful thing of God's judgment. Whether we're talking the Exodus or in the Great Tribulation. And while these rivers are turning into blood, we're hearing ridiculous sounds coming from the heavens. Scary sounds. Check them out.
All I hear are these sounds. And owls hooing. It is insane, crazy. It's like the whole sky, and they're not like stopping. They don't stop. They just keep. It feels like this is so scary. I don't know what this is.
I mean, that sounds not identical to worlds. Is that what's coming? This part's crazy. While all that's happening, we're having deep sea fish like the devilfish come up to shallow waters. Dark devilfish, huh? Very coincidental. Remember in the Bible when it talks about certain trees being in the desert so you would know God did it? What about this right here? 2025 is getting exciting.
115-foot wave. Look at that. That's a building falling down on you if you crash or wipe out. Whew, look at that. It's crazy.
Elon's he brought in some young wizards to go in there and go over the books, and they are just finding crazy shit. I'm gonna read off some of the things. $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street, $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals, $600 million every 2 months to ship in illegals, $330 million to help Afghanis grow crops. Crops.
Yeah.
$200 million on an unused Afghani dam, $250 million on an unused Afghani road.
Like, this is where our tax dollars are going, y'all. This is why a lot of people say if we're going to pay taxes, at least let us choose where we want our taxes to go to, because I'm paying for an Afghani dam. That sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? Crazy times we're in, y'all. These things are happening. A little sparkling water. It's pretty good. This is what got me 4 years sober right here, drinking these. Damn, people coming to my door right now.
Chelsea Clinton got paid $85 million through the USAID. $85 million? For what? What did she do?
That's what I'm saying.
It's all based off of the Clinton Foundation. How did she receive $85 million? And then you have Angelina Jolie and all these celebrities that were paid millions and millions of dollars to do a photo op with Zelensky in Ukraine to help his popularity. It is unbelievable how the American people have literally done without and literally working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet in the last 4 years. Now we know our tax dollars has literally been enriching celebrities and wealthy people as the American people have been starving. It's disgusting.
It really is. Because of this right here. These are the people. These are the people that are in charge of our money right here. Our taxes, where our taxes go. Saw how rich she got. It's a cold game, y'all. It's sad. We're waking up, though. We're waking up. See, what's sad is they're making a big deal about, US aid on the news, on, the news on television, a big deal about, getting rid of US aid and it's going to hurt people and other, countries and whatnot. And he's a terrible person doing this, but they're not saying where a lot of these, if they told everybody that we're paying $200 million every 6 months, $400 million a year for an Afghan dam, our taxpayers, I wish they would tell that that type of stuff to the regular, everyday people, because all they're seeing is he's taking away USAID. He's a bad person, but they're not saying what USAID is doing, how they're enriching everybody. That's where the separation lies, y'all. That's where the division comes in, and divide and conquer, right? Oldest rule in the book, divide and conquer.
Krusty, I've been meaning to ask, what are you doing on this tour?
I believe that every Jew should make a pilgrimage to Israel before he dies.
Yes, it is fitting.
Don't want to end up in hell.
Jews don't believe in hell.
No hell? Thank you, kid. You made my day.
Wait a second. Who is that little boy on the far left? There was no mention of the boy on the far left. Brigitte looks more like that little boy on the far left, and he's completely unaccounted for.
I'm named Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59.
Ice Spice is up there. She's wearing an upside-down cross that was gifted by Playboy Cardi. Now, check this out. She's flashing the double horns. This is, let's be real, this is satanic. This isn't this.
Joe Biden just proved that the NFL is rigged. It's his account. This is not clickbait. Just like we drew it up, okay? They legit tweeted it out with the words, just like we drew it up.
See, it's ready. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the boy. Hey.
On Hell's Kitchen, the Most High. The Most High.
Like diamonds in the sky.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Yep.
Are you guys gonna watch Super Bowl? Honestly, I don't care about the game. I want to find the content. I want to pay attention to all these things. Usually I don't. I'm just, chit-chatting with people and just kind of watching this, watching it in the corner of my eye, right? All the side effects, all the things, the booths and the commercials and all that. I'm just really watching the game and then commercials. Okay, what do you got? Yeah, you got some more food, whatever. But today I'm going to be paying attention, y'all. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow's video, because all that content from the Super Bowl, there's going to be a lot tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in. But let me know down below. You guys going to be watching it? Like, be real, y'all. You guys going to be watching it? I don't care about the game. I want to see the nonsense, right?
The world is now in high red alert, as the earthquakes in Santorini will have global consequences. And if we have more, we will not make it. People were terrified after everyone in Santorini, Greece, was dragged out of their homes in the middle of the night without warning, turning Santorini into a literal ghost town within seconds, as over 1,400 earthquakes happened in just 4 days, with many exceeding magnitude 6. With an eerie warning from experts warning that these small quakes are likely signs of a bigger superquake to hit soon, and that would destroy Greece entirely.
Seismologists warn these quakes could be foreshocks, meaning a larger earthquake could be imminent.
Many experts also believe that this will have global implications, as neighboring volcanoes, while not supervolcanoes, if erupted, will release enough smoke to block out the sun for decades globally.
We've had a flurry of earthquakes now in this volcanic field, and it looks like we're getting fresh volcanic intrusions from that close to the surface.
If you're in that area, please evacuate and listen to your officials.
If you really want to get your mind blown, type up on Google the words pale blue dot. And what you're going to see is this black, inky blackness, and right in the middle, about maybe 2 pixels large, a little blue fuzzy dot. What that dot is when we sent out the Voyager spacecraft on one of its last commands, we told it, turn around and take a picture of home, of Earth. Everything you have ever known, you've ever learned, everything you ever loved, everything you ever feared, every person that ever lived in history, every person that ever died, ever, is all on that tiny little blue dot hurtling through the vacuum and inky blackness of space. That's uncomfortable for some people to think about. And then when you think about the size of the universe, modern, right now, most physicists and cosmologists agree that the visible horizon, meaning as far as we can see in any direction, from one end to the end of the universe, is about 40 billion light years. Now, what's a light year? It's the time it takes and the distance traveled by a photon of light in 1 year. So how fast does light actually travel? 186,000 miles per second. That's 7.5 times around our planet in 1 second. Multiply that to a year, and now multiply that to 40 billion years, right? That is an enormous distance, and that's only 10% of the actual size of the universe as predicted now now by some scientists because most of the universe is too big. It's too far away. The light will never reach Earth. So now you're talking about a universe 100 billion light years. Human beings, this infinitesimally small speck right in the middle, right? As mind-blowing as that is, if you take one hydrogen atom, Avogadro's number, 6.23 or 6.28 times 10 to the negative 23 in size, that's roughly the same order of magnitude that atom is to us as we are to the universe. We sit right in the middle of the scale of the universe.
Do not let any doctor, family member, friend, or holistic, anybody, don't let anyone tell you that you cannot get better. I don't care what you're dealing with, okay? I don't care what it is. It is so untrue that you cannot get better. You might not be healed. You might not have a miracle cure, but you can always improve your life and you can always get better and always feel a little bit better. So don't listen and don't lose hope, okay? There are ways to get better. There are things to do that can help you. You might be able to just improve your mood, which affects everything. Improve your work, improve autoimmune issues, improve inflammation, improve your pain. It might not be everything, but there's always something that can help. So do not give up on yourself. Don't listen to all the naysayers because they're all out there. If you need help, follow me for more. I've been through it. I'm here to.
The only thing you have control over at the end of the day is being the best version of yourself. Do what you got to do to be the best version of yourself. You can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. You can't control the traffic. You can't control whatever, your paycheck. You control making yourself the best version of yourself. And with that, things get better, y'all. I love this damn Stream Deck, y'all. Game changer right here. Very big game changer. Good little $60 investment right here for the CaveFam. Hope you guys are enjoying it.
Some people think I'm just playing around, like this is just a game. I've only just showed you all how this guy is massively part of the club, like Ice Cube told us, except Ice Cube is part of that club too, even though he claimed he wasn't. Now trust me, this isn't a game. It might be a game to these people, but this is not a game to me. When I show you these things, it is not a game. Somebody explain. Explain this to me. This is not a game. I don't play.
It looks Photoshop,
I don't mess around like that. These people might mess around like that. They might mess around with your mind like that, and you might allow them to do those things, but I don't. Somebody explain him, because I'm really, really fascinated in how similar
I see what he's saying.
People really look. I mean, are these twins? Somebody explain this to me. I don't play around. I don't mess. That's what these guys do to you. And you allow them. But I bet all of me outside of the box thinkers will be thinking exactly the same. Oh, and if you're not following me yet, you should be. And come onto my page and tap my notification bell at the top and click all so you don't miss none of my future uploads.
Well, we've all heard the rumors about Dr. Dre. They've been going around, for as long as I can remember. Early 2000s, probably before that, right? But when I really started paying attention, hearing about it, early 2000s, which I was 10 years old, y'all. You know what I mean? So that's what I started, hearing the rumors, but they've been around. I think Tupac was saying things back in the 90s about them. So This is crazy, y'all. Just wiped out. Looked like a nice town or a nice city, country, I don't know, but just everything wiped off the earth, off the face of the earth over there. That they had their Armageddon, their end of times. Look at that. All from our bombs, all from our money. It's crazy.
This is a real photo of the surface of Mars that's currently going viral because it looks like a perfect square on Mars. People spotted the square in a much larger photo of the inside of a crater on Mars taken by a spacecraft orbiting above it. It almost looks like sand covering a square object, and this entire image is 3 kilometers across, so I would guess that from here to here is about 1.5 kilometers, so this is a big object. Also, this photo was taken 24 years ago, and people are just now bringing it up again. So what's important to remember is that Mars is incredibly geologically weird and diverse, just like Earth. It used to have water on the surface, and it has lots of types of rock, and it has wind and formations on the surface, so this is actually kind of normal for Mars. It has much weirder stuff. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a photo of the inside of another crater on Mars. This is thick mudstone that is broken apart, and a lot of this is in the shape of squares. This is a mountain slope on Mars. This is sandstone broken apart. A lot of straight lines. This is inside another crater, sharp, flat shale. Earth has weird geologic stuff too, including large, flat structures. Also, formations that would send aliens spiraling. Also, because it seems important to people, this is not a perfect square. This is much shorter than this. And your eyes and your brain are filling in this part and this part. There are no lines there. So is this evidence of aliens? No. It is evidence of Mars being geologically incredibly cool, which is just as newsworthy.
They needed it. They needed the good PR. Nothing else is working. Shame on you, Grammys. Yeah, I don't ever need to win a Grammy if this is what it's doing. Like, the whole campaign with lining up India Arie to make Alicia Keys look credible. When I think about that campaign, everybody knew that Clive was paying everybody.
Mr. Clive Davis. I don't even have to say anymore.
To vote for Alicia. Because they wanted to give her album of the year, remember?
The Grammy goes to Alicia Keys.
But they couldn't put her in the category with groups like U2 and She Win and there not be outrage and uproar. So Clive Davis made sure that India Arie got more nominations than Alicia Keys. And this is all while I'm out there, while my album is out there. I'm destroying the both of them. But they had backing.
Here we go. Oh, look at that. Eagles players are battling the flu or a flu-related illness prior to
I'm dressed up as a doctor.
This is just, I mean, as if we didn't need any more obstacles to deal with, we now got a virus. How do they keep doing this? How? How do they? It's a virus. You just can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This script was written in crayon. Here's a thought. Cancel the game. Fine by me. We don't care. Who's going to win the most exciting matchup? Chiefs versus Eagles. The flu. That's who wins. Cancel the game. Because if you play this game and the Eagles start winning, for all I know, Godzilla will come out of the Pacific and wipe us out. Or Bane's going to announce his rule over Gotham. Something terrible is going to happen no matter what. But nothing is going to get in the way of the Chiefs winning this game. So
yeah,
no
really
matter
so.
what happens, somehow the Chiefs will still hoist that Lombardi in the air. Cancel the game.
Tell me about Beyonce.
Despite her repeated denials, Beyonce was paid.
Who was she paid by?
The Harris campaign. She was paid tens of thousands of dollars to give a speech that no one wanted to hear. And Kamala Harris thought all of these people came out to Texas to hear her speak. Yeah, right. Beyonce came out and gave this speech, this boring ass speech, and just left without performing. And then Kamala Harris got booed. Cardi B was paid. Cardi B, who famously said she wasn't paid, her production company was paid to show up.
Don't fucking ask me. I don't give a the resume that they send. I don't give. I'm not endorsing no fucking presidents no more. Cause we could fund 2 wars. We could fund 2 wars. Motherfuckers talking about we don't got it, but we got it. Like we're the greatest nation. No, the fuck we're not. Yeah. Hold on. I got more.
Katy Perry was paid. Christina Aguilera was paid. Oprah wasn't paid $1 million. She was paid $2 million. Okay, let's be very clear.
$2 million.
$2 million to Harpo Productions. Flip Harpo backwards. It spells out Oprah. It's Oprah's production company. Meryl Streep calls her Madam President. It was a love fest for Kamala Harris. Al Sharpton was paid $500,000 moments before he interviewed her. Okay, an MSNBC anchor, Al Sharpton, was paid money. A so-called journalist was paid money moments before he interviewed the vice president. People like Roland Martin, who are attacking me now, he was paid $350,000 to interview Kamala, advertising costs, okay? The Pennsylvania Democratic Party was paid $25 million after the chair raised hell for not being paid enough street money.
The Simpsons.
I was going to play a little devil's advocate, but I mean, if they're out there saying there's got to be receipts, so I'm going to just be quiet. I'm going to be quiet on that one, y'all. Y'all go crazy in the comments with that. Were they paid? Were they not? Because I'm sure she's got real supporters like Trump does. They weren't paid. That's a little devil advocate for you guys. Have fun with that one, y'all. I'm going to be quiet. Shh.
Super Bowl prediction in Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs. The show reveals how the match unfolds. Crowds fill every seat. Excitement builds before kickoff. Trump arrives in a flashy entrance. Cameras catch every moment. The atmosphere feels electric. Eagles score first touchdown. Fans go wild with cheers. Chiefs look worried early. Mahomes stays calm. Both teams play hard. Weather turns unexpectedly cold. Players slip on wet field. Scores stay close. Fans bite their nails. Every play matters. Chiefs make amazing comeback. Kelsey catches impossible passes. Eagles fight hard to keep up. Crowd noise gets deafening. Chiefs take the lead. Eagles struggle late. Mahomes shows magic and Mahomes makes game-winning throw. Chiefs players celebrate wildly. Eagles look heartbroken. Trophy ceremony begins. What do you think of this prediction of Simpsons? Tell in comments.
What on earth are people doing in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s where they're like, oh, it's over, let me calm it down, let me wind it down. I think it's crazy. And I don't mean like go and work and build. I'm just talking about like the joys of life and like, what are you going to sit for 27 years and just wait to die? Like people don't realize they're acting as if they're going to die at 70 when they're going to live to 96. And I think once you understand that, it starts to change your decisions. How you see life is how it is. If you decide that 57 is a wrap, then 57 is a wrap. If you decide that 86 is another 15 years of doing, then 86 is another 15 years of doing.
This is going to blow your mind.
What we have learned is that the IRS, in fact, has been using AI to access bank accounts of American citizens without any kind of a search warrant or even without any specific claim that they have committed a crime. So this was something that was discovered by an undercover journalist, and what they found is that the IRS has claimed that they have access to every single person's bank account. This person also indicated that they've been working with the Department of Justice and that they have absolutely no problem whatsoever going after the little guy to make sure that they are paying their taxes. This is such a blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment that we have, Jim Jordan and I sent a letter to the IRS demanding that they provide additional information about what they are doing with AI and what they are doing to protect the civil rights of American citizens.
This is an alleged photo of an interdimensional NHI posted by Stephen Greer. The figure behind the man is an alien and is supposedly performing a healing. So far, it looks okay, although it's very dark.
Like, where's the HD 4K pictures? Enough BSing, right? Stephen Greer, why are you playing? Why are you making money off this? Show us the damn picture. Why are you playing games? What is this? What is this?
But now look at the face of the man being healed. What is that?
Speaking of Mormons, Mothman. But it starts off in 1774.
Oh my gosh.
The Shawnee tribe had formed an alliance with the colonialists. And Chief Cornstalk got this peace treaty, but their treaty was broken because they started taking over more of his land. And so he went to the guy that was in charge. The guy that was in charge put him in a prison with his son so that the Shawnee tribe wouldn't attack the fort. And while he was being held hostage, there was this American that was killed by a Native American, but it wasn't Shawnee. But these people formed this group and like, we gotta kill Cornstalk, we gotta kill the Shawnee. They went in there, killed his son, killed other Shawnee people that were in this prison, shot Chief Cornstalk 8 times or something. But before he died, he placed a curse on him. He said, "You shot me when I came here in peace, and basically I cursed this land. You will forever be haunted." Scary. Then we started to see in the 1960s stuff in the same area where Chief Cornstalk was shot. That's where we started seeing appearances of this Mothman.
Okay, hotels in China are doing it different. So you walk in, you get your couple little bathrobes there, already hung up my shit, and oh, look at this. What the flip? Then you come through here. So this is the main bit. Bed is wider than it than it is long. This, which I don't know if it's a swimming pool or if it's a bar. They even give you a speaker. And you got your 2 little, like, I don't know, bar stools. Over here, you got a coffee machine, kettle, sinks, 2 sinks, Dyson hairdryer. I mean, what hotels give you that? Air purifier. I mean, look at the aesthetics. It's insane. Then over here, you get your like lounge area. You get a bit of fruit. You're probably wondering, where is the TV, Dylan? Well, let me show you. Here's a clue. So you go here. Yep, still rocking the Android. And you click projector drop. Screen dropping. So there you go. I don't even know how many inch that is. Oh, and as for the toilet, walk over. Hello. And you got all your little buttons there for, you know, your sprays, your this. It's heated, 38 degrees. And if you're already thinking, okay, this is just like incredibly expensive, it's not. So if this was in like New York, this would be 1,000 plus a night. Here, all of this, 200 pounds a night, or is it 250, something like that. Insane.
What? Yeah, but I always wonder how much is 250 pounds to the average Chinese resident, right? Is it like us here in America going to a New York or a Vegas suite? Like that's 1,000 a night. Is that what that is for them? For the average Chinese citizen, that's like $1,000 a night to them. But of course, to the American dollar, it's like $200. That's nothing because the cost of living here is so high out there. You know what I'm saying? So is that how it works? People that have traveled, is that how it is to the, you know, everyday Chinese citizen? Like staying there is like me going to Vegas and getting a freaking penthouse suite at the top of, you know, Paris or whatever. Is that how it is?
Out at you when you look at the pictures. You see, people believe that Jaden Smith was being weird by wearing a hat, which was actually a house on his head. What they don't know is Defoe, the famous actor, Willem Dafoe, also did this for GQ. Let me see if you can see the.
No, you're freaking weird.
The Q, yeah. And what jumps out at you? Well, look at it. In that house, there are only males. Yeah, there are no females in the house. Deep it. They're sad. You don't see them smiling. They're wearing the same colors, white and black. People wear white and black for funerals, but they also wear white and black for weddings as well. Circle of life. So they're saying, what is a home if there are no women, if there are no females? Are they getting married or are they attending a funeral? That is deep. So maybe you shouldn't mock him. Maybe you should ask, what's he trying to communicate?
What do you guys think of that? He's weird. He's a weirdo. I don't care. It's all rusted too. Still pirates out there, y'all.
NASA releases clearest footage of Mars ever taken, 140 million miles away.
See, that's how I want to see the alien looking like. Some 4K. That's what I want to see, the alien. Still giving us pictures from the 70s. Stephen Greer. They got him. If they're out there, they got him. Probably sitting there with Barack Obama with his arm around the alien, right? Maybe Michelle's the alien? I gotta quit talking so much, y'all. I get in trouble in the comments. Well, if that's Mars, it looks a lot like Earth.
This one. Oh. Jay-Z, Pharrell, Diddy.
Damn, Usher! Club Shay Shay's podcast is turning into this go-to spot for artists spilling the tea, and Usher just spilled a whole pot. He dished on the supposed shady stuff about Jay-Z and Diddy, spilling the survival secrets. But hold up, he didn't stop there. Apparently, there's an even bigger mystery than Jay-Z and Diddy, and he's pointing fingers at none other than Queen Bey herself, Beyonce. Yeah, Usher went there, talking...
Okay, check this out. Watch this.
If you look at the country of Turkey, at the far right-hand side, you will see a mountain called Mount Ararat. It is 12 miles from the Russian border. On a Turkish map, it's called Noah Ungamshi, which means Noah's big boat. That's the name of the region. They've got signs, you drive right up to it. In 1978, there was an earthquake, and either it lifted up or the ground dropped down. I don't know, the result's the same. It is now sticking up out of the ground about 18, 20 feet. But radar scans show that there are deck timbers, some kind of huge timbers in there. They find iron rivets in there. The ark was bolted together. They knew about iron back then, not a problem. You can see some of the rivets at the Wyatt Museum south of Nashville, Tennessee. It used laminated wood, 3 layers of wood glued together with a tar-like substance, pitch, made from tree sap. And there's no grain in the wood. Interesting. It's almost like the trees didn't have growing seasons. And the ark has apparently moved down several miles from where it used to be. It used to be way over here at the left at a little village called Kazan, which in Turkish means village of 8. Village of 8. Now, wait a minute. There was 8 people on that boat.
Follow or subscribe to see much more.
This police officer just asked Ken Carson why he wears an upside-down cross. This is a very famous rapper, and keep in mind, he also has a pentagram tattooed on his chest, and he's in a record label called Opium, and every single person in this record label wears an upside-down cross.
Gotta ask, why the cross upside down?
Like, I grew up in a church and stuff, right? But like, I know there's a lot of crooked stuff going on in the church.
Yep, that's historically factual.
So like, me growing up and realizing it, like, the upside down cross, St. Peter got buried upside down. Crucified upside down. Yeah. Because he felt like he wasn't as worthy, and he was like, no God.
It's almost the same as if I hung a flag upside down.
I don't know. What does a flag upside down?
Distress. Basically meaning something's not right. Come help.
Nah, hell nah. It's like I'm no God.
Okay.
Like, not blasphemy or like dissing God. It's more like, I'm not Jesus Christ. No.
You have your own outlook.
Yeah.
I get it.
I have no idea who that is, but we all know there's a lot of that goes on in the music industry on all aspects, all genres. It's not just one, but that's who the children are listening to. That's wearing those things with those things tattooed on them.
I've been living in Alaska for 9 years now, and does anybody feel like the weather's different? There's usually about 5 feet of snow up on this tree, and there's like hardly any. I have found on other TikTok videos that people are having strange weather as well.
Does anybody know what's going on, or do you guys have any thoughts? Leave them in the comments. This is very strange. We should have a lot more snow.
These are American brands now owned by other countries. 7-Eleven is technically a Japanese company since 2005, which makes sense since the US just has 9,000 stores, while Japan has 21,500. Canada owns Popeyes, Burger King, and ironically American Apparel. The Texas-based oil company Citgo is actually owned by the Venezuelan government. And Budweiser from Missouri is now owned by Anheuser-Busch in Belgium. Dr. Pepper, Trader Joe's, Panera, and Krispy Kreme are all owned by German companies, one of them being Aldi, which owns Trader Joe's. Dutch car company Stellantis owns Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, brands that many people would consider very American. And speaking of Chrysler, the Chrysler building in New York is owned by an Austrian company. Now, this one's tragic, but Ben & Jerry's, Vaseline, Popsicle, and Hellmann's Mayo are all owned by Unilever, making them British. Yeah, I know. And just to name a few, Chinese companies own IBM PCs, General Electric appliances, Hoover vacuums, Forbes magazine, and Milwaukee tools.
So they have been using the sun, which is Helios, which is the real name for the sun. The sun, Helios, is the entrance point to get into this 3D realm here. So they're using that as a vortex in-out point.
Now that's the significance of the 39 steps. But also Saturn, I think you mentioned earlier that Saturn was our original sun.
Well, Saturn was the original sun, yes. Yeah. And Saturn, yes. And Saturn got pushed out. It was, in truth, a more efficient sun and a better sun. But then they somehow caught that sun and imprisoned it. The ring around the sun, the ring around Saturn, is an imprisonment. It's imprisoned. Saturn isn't bad. Saturn is another word for where they take Satan from, because it's the controlling force. It's Capricorn.
But is this related to the ring makers of Saturn?
Yes, and Lord of the Rings, and the principle is that. So the ring, one ring to rule them all, would be the ring that is around Saturn.
What do you call your computer? Laptop. You know where the name came from? Steve Jobs used to put the original computer on his lap. And they called it the laptop. You know what kind of cancer he got? Retroperitoneal cancer. What did you always see in his Levi's in the back? Pocket wore out, because that's where you put what? iPhone. He writes a book. He has a ghostwriter, Walter Isaacson. You know what it said in the book? You need to go read it. It said, I don't want my kids to use my technology. Do you know why?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Steve Jobs knew that his technology was a problem. Do you know how I can tell you guys that it's a problem? iPad 2 came out. Do you know that iPad 2 had an infrared detector in it? So that when the detector touched the kid, it would turn off the RF and microwaves.
Wow.
Do you want to know why it's important for you to know? Apple never marketed it. Do you know why?
No.
If they would have marketed it, it would have told you. You would have asked the question.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this good or bad for you?
Yeah.
Horrifying things said by astronauts.
Yang Liwei. During his mission in 2003, he heard continuous hearing sound. Like knock on a door, he described it as that someone knocking the body of the spaceship. Because there is no sound in space. Neil Armstrong. During the Apollo 11 mission, Neil Armstrong sent a secret message to NASA that he saw the existence of other sentient entities there. He said, "These babies were huge and enormous, sir, I'm telling you. There are other spacecrafts out there. They are on the moon watching us." Story Musgrave. He claims that on 2 space stations he saw an 8-foot-long serpentine. He also said that the snake followed him for a long period of time.
Shrimp is actually one of the most toxic foods you can eat. These shrimp eat all of the trash at the bottom of the ocean. That's why they put them in fish tanks, because they are known to eat other fish waste. And second of all, these companies actually dye the shrimp pink to make them look better. Shrimp are actually gray. They aren't pink. And so these shrimp have microplastics in it, which cause all sorts of problems like inflammation and hair loss. Speaking of which, there are things you can take that can reverse hair loss. And one of those things is filtering your shower, since tap water contains chlorine, heavy metals, and toxins that cause hair loss and acne. I'm telling you, this stuff got 70-year-olds' hair looking 10 years younger. It's good for gray hair. It's good for balding. It's good for acne. It's honestly just great. Link will be attached on this profile, and get it before they sell out.
Apparently the Hawaiians have a ancient tradition that octopus basically came from the sky. Isn't that interesting?
Octopuses, they have no need, because they're in the ocean and there's no houses in the ocean, so they have no need to like build things, but they're super smart, man. They open up jars. They figure out a way to get out of a fish tank, walk across the floor, climb into the next fish tank, kill a fish, eat it, climb back and go back in their tank.
That's why I don't own a squid or an octopus, because if I saw that in the middle of the night, it would freak me the fuck out.
They're really smart, man. They're weirdly smart, and we don't even know why or how, you know?
Yeah.
And they have eyes that separated from, I mean, but they, like, whatever an eye was developed for them, and an eye was developed for us. Like, and we branched off from the evolutionary chain, like, who knows how many hundreds of millions of years ago.
I learned a pretty interesting little tidbit here. You know, I mean, the octopus, apparently its DNA is not like anything else on this planet, but apparently...
Check out.
There's a theory that I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast that octopuses came on an asteroid, like an organism on the asteroid, into the ocean. Same with mushrooms. That's how octopuses were created.
New Amazon little trucks. Bro, how's that?
That's a long day. You got to pedal.
Yeah. So you don't need a license? Whoa, check this out.
That dude's gonna get in shape.
No license? Sit to the vehicle, tell me what you think. There in New York City.
That's
him and Dr. Melba Ketchum was funded by a guy named Erickson. This is a couple $1 million project. Their goal was to map the genome of this creature through biological samples. Now, there is footage of this creature in private collections that people won't let come out. Now, in Washington State, it is illegal to shoot or kill Bigfoot. I seen something. You know, I saw something. I'm a big dude, but I saw something that was much bigger than me. Stuff, taxidermy, missing one hand. I seen this. I seen these things on the gas. I'm merching this. When I seen it, the hair on my neck stood up and it gave me a weird feeling. Like, man, what's this? You feel me? Like, hold on. Like, dude, gigantic, thighs, huge, shoulders wide.
Like, wow, this is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
I mean, will we still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. By the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long, when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged, and nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care.
What if I told you theme parks aren't built for entertainment, but to harvest human emotional energy for something far darker? Insiders claim these parks were designed with precision, engineered layouts based on ancient energy harvesting geometry, a concept known as ley grid amplification. Hidden beneath the parks are alleged emotion siphoning infrastructures, massive underground complexes powered by psychological energy extraction systems.
Monsters,
the rides,
Inc.
parades, and fireworks aren't just for fun. They're engineered to heighten emotions like joy, fear, and nostalgia, creating a spike in human bioelectric energy. This emotional output is absorbed through high-frequency transmission nodes, disguised as park decorations, towers, and even castle spires. Former employees have spoken of restricted off-limits zones where data servers allegedly monitor emotional throughput. I'm going to go ahead and say,
am I being watched? I am, because I was told that by FBI agents who are supporters of mine. They pulled me to the side and say, they're watching you. Don't get paranoid, because if they don't find nothing on you, they will make it up anyway.
That's some real shit.
I had an old lady, a senior, an elder. She came up to me. I spoke at a graduation in Philly, right? She like a sweet grandmother, right? Guess what she told me? She said, Dr. Umar, I'm an FBI agent. She said, you would never know, would you? Look like the sweetest old grandma, like she just made some sweet potato pie. And she said, you need to be careful because they will send the type of people they know you will trust. And I trust elders. So I got to be careful with the elders.
Have they ever tried to send a white woman?
Nice. But they will use the white woman on everybody else, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Not me. They ain't going to send a white woman on me. But see, here's the thing that I wanted to say to that. They watch, right? But they don't really mobilize against you until you start moving the people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, I'm educating the people. I'm motivating the people. I ain't moved them yet. Once the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy is up and running, now I'm going to start moving them. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's when I got to be extra careful. That's when they want to send. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe right now that there are 4 women and 1 man that is around me who I think are agents. Yes, I will bet my life that at least 4 of them are without question agents. The behavior, things they've done, they already got people on me. They already got people on me, and I know who they are. It's easy. You can tell an agent. It's hard for them to hide. I just got to be careful, but you can't worry about it.
What's our elder?
Marcus Garvey said what? Leaders will come, leaders will die. The tragedy isn't that we die. The tragedy isn't the fact that Malcolm or King or Mega was murdered. The tragedy is it's been 50 years and you still ain't found a replacement.
Governor, why is it okay for you to take money from a felon?
And you know that the way you frame that is going to lead me to ask you to flesh.
Your office is aware of my question. I've tried to schedule time to talk with you about this.
I don't know what you're...
PG&E was convicted of 6 federal felonies in 2016. After that, you took more than $200,000 to help get elected. How should people trust you to be running the show to come up with the solution?
I wish you luck with whatever you're working on, but that's a strange question.
Well, I know it's a strange question. It's a strange time, but there's a convicted federal felon making campaign donations in this state to our duly elected leaders, including the speaker, who took almost $9 grand.
Yeah, look, we're trying to focus on the
It's
issue.
a serious question. You don't think people want an answer to that?
64. There have been 64 airplane crashes in the first few weeks of 2025. Last year, just for some reference, 36 total plane crashes. In 2020, there was just 8. What in the hell is going on?
Seriously.
And we're not talking about just 1 or 2 accidents. We're talking about 6 planes crashing within 48 hours. And we're not talking about just in one part of the world. We're talking that this is happening all over the world. The one in Washington, 67 people gone. Juju Airlines, 300 lives lost. Now, the Philadelphia crash, we're still counting. Planes are statistically the safest way of travel. They're thousands of times safer than traveling by car. So what is going on? And all of a sudden they're dropping out of the sky. Is this really a coincidence, or is there something bigger happening here? Now I want you to think that recently there has been a massive shift. Okay, people are waking up, and you can tell it really with celebrities. Celebrities nowadays are embracing authenticity like never before. Look at Sabrina Carpenter. Look at Zendaya. Even corporate influencers are suddenly real and raw. Now let's get a little bit esoterical. Authenticity is the highest vibration there is. The moment people raise their frequency, fear-based events start flooding the news, And I don't want to get super deep into the conspiracies. I don't want to be the conspiracy guy. Like, my heart goes out to every single person that has lost somebody in these plane crashes. Right now, they need you in fear because low vibrations make you easier to control. But here's the truth. They cannot force you to go into low vibrations. Your focus creates your reality. When you let fear consume you, you attract more of it. When you focus on gratitude, growth, and love, your reality shifts completely.
Yep.
Now, I've been journaling every day for the past 6 years, I believe, and this is exactly why I do it, because no matter what chaos unfolds in the world, I control my frequency, I control my reality, I put my thoughts to the page, and I focus on the energy that I am creating. Have you ever seen those people that no matter what is going on or what life throws their way, it's like nothing phases them? That is because they have a clear picture of where they're going and nothing can sway them off that path. That's what journaling does for you. If you haven't picked this journal up already, I highly recommend it. It is called a 222 journal, and it is built exactly for this, because no matter what chaos unfolds, you can capture your thoughts and create your future. This book was written by a guy worth $50 million, and he wrote this book to rewire your brain for abundance, for clarity, for manifesting the life that you want. And it takes about 5 minutes a day, 2 times a day. Now, they just launched this book on the TikTok shop, and it is 40% off. They're running a flash sale right now. So if you want to take control of your thoughts and you want to create your dream life, this is a golden opportunity. Don't let fear take a hold. Grab yours before they silence this knowledge.
Now, since moving to Texas, y'all know I moved to Texas in June of 2023. I've lost sense of, myself, right? I'm not active no more. I used to journal a lot. One thing I used to love doing, which I'll share with you guys real quick, what I think if you guys are, stuck in a rut, one thing you guys can do every morning, write your goals down for the day. If you really want to get into it, everything from brushing your teeth to taking a shower to, throwing the trash, whatever. If you want to get that deep into details, do it. After you do that, write a paragraph how you're feeling. Man, I don't feel good. I ate bad last night. I had a drink. I didn't throw the trash like I was supposed to. At the end of the day, go through your checklist. If you check everything off of that checklist, I guarantee that paragraph is going to be an amazing day you had. It's the days you sit there and do nothing and just sit there and, watch TV and eat junk. Those are the worst days you can ever have. When you get things done, we as humans are supposed to get things done. Get outside, water the plants, wash the truck, clean the grill, pick up the dog poop, go to the grocery store. The things you're supposed to do, everyday disciplines. If you can get good at that, you're going to have great days, y'all.
That they're gone. I just think the holographic projection is not suited for them for us to see them what they really look like. I think they're still here. There's an island where they have all the dinosaurs there already. They're still there.
You're talking about the movies,
Jurassic Park.
But that's a real place. They have that.
Where is that?
I could see that.
Well, it's an island off the South Pacific, from what I mean. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg is SS. George Lucas is a CIA, and with the dinosaurs on it, they're still doing experiments and testing them out. They're testing out what the abilities are, and if they can take certain parts of DNA from these dinosaurs and place them into human beings, what extra attributes.
Just continuing with the stuff that Barry King's father discovered in World War II.
Which was?
A lab with strange-looking humans being used, some kind of transgenetics or some kind of...
Right, well, you've got under Dulce, you've got the 7 levels under Dulce, where Nightmare Hall, which I think is the 6th level, where they've just put everything you could possibly imagine together. Testing out things. That's not ever going to happen again. This will never ever happen again.
Why?
Trapping souls. Because universal law now is not allowing it.
That's crazy, y'all.
Himalayan salt is giant's blood. Himalayan in the mountain. which is why when you bring Himalayan salt onto a plane or bring it past customs, the airport detectors detect the radiation inside of the pink salt. They're going to check your bag. This is the prophecy of iron being mixed into clay, aka heavy metals, being mixed into you, because that pink salt is full of heavy metals. This is why an organic qualified salt is so important to avoid the heavy metals. Which is why we have an organic qualified salt just for y'all with the trace mineral test from a third party. Remember, if they don't have a lab test to prove that their salt is clean, then their salt probably isn't clean. Even if it's labeled or titled as Celtic salt, it doesn't mean it's clean. As a matter of fact, 9 out of 10 salts available on the market are all full of heavy metals, and the latest research and tests that they did has shown that all these salts are basically full of heavy metal. Remember, the French Cardiac Heart Association tells us to eat 5 to 10 grams worth of salt a day in order to meet the body's magnesium requirements. You don't want to be eating 5 to 10 grams worth of a salt that's full of heavy metal. Instead, you want to be eating 5 to 10 grams worth of salt that's an organic qualified salt. So it's why we have the world's best salt for you available at Jacob's Link as well as the Bible Health Book.
Link below.
Jacob's Link.
Have you ever seen The Big Bang without the laugh track?
No.
It's confusing.
Nothing makes beer taste better than cool, clear Rocky Mountains spring water. Where are the Rocky Mountains anyway?
Philadelphia.
Penny dear, why don't you shoot another silver bullet my way?
Stop this right here. This is bad for America. That's bad for the world.
Do you guys like that Big Bang Theory? Mama Bear loves Big Bang Theory. I'm like, this show is I'm King of Queens, George Lopez show, The Smart Guy. Those were my shows back in the day. I think that show is not good at all. I'm sure I'm going to get some comments saying it's the best show ever. It's not my cup of tea, y'all.
Okay, this is an exact example of how this works. Okay, so every single couple months or month basically, right, the stores are all set up differently with new stuff to match the holiday, and you feel compelled to buy your kids all of this stuff that is actually, might I say, not even good for us. And this store just couldn't even help themselves. They just had to already start coming out with the new holiday. Well, maybe they all have, I don't know. But I mean, I don't celebrate holidays anymore for this exact reason. And it's because it's quite literally it's absurd, the amount of programming that goes on, and yeah, we need to just, I don't know, do better as a society and say no to this. Honestly.
Oh, remember Nicolas Cage, yo? I know everybody remember Nicolas Cage. Y'all, remember how I say that the elites be telling us through the movies and shit, right? What's trending on Prime right now, right? The movie Knowing. What was the movie Knowing about? The end of the world, but it also had to do with numerology, right? But the crazy part to me is, y'all, in the movie, he had a list of numbers that told you everything. Like where it was going to happen, what time, and everything, right? This was basically put inside of a time capsule. Now, what blew my mind was, what was the very first event that happened? Look, I'm not going to try to show the whole scene because I don't want TikTok to fuck with the video, but look. What happened? Nothing serious. Now I took a screenshot of this shit just so y'all understand what's going on. Everybody keep telling me to talk about this current situation, right? And nobody bring up the fact that this 2023, if this video don't go viral, I know TikTok is hating on me, bro. Understand, where was it coming from and where was it going? And then what kind was it? Oh, y'all reading between the lines? This video is simply for entertainment purposes only, yo. Real shit. Wake up!
Now, when all this ICE and deportation stuff was going on, I was on Amazon Prime, like, looking for a movie to watch with Mama Bear, right? And I told her, like, there is nothing but, immigration, racism, crossing the border, living in Juarez, Jennifer Lopez out there in a movie. Like, it was nothing but those type of movies, like Mexico trying to get to America type of movies. And it's just crazy how they program people to watch that stuff, and they're going to get angry. They're going to get angry that ICE is out here, so-called deporting people, which, I live on the border. I haven't seen a damn ICE person out here. I go to Walmart all the time. It's packed, right? But it's just so crazy that they put these things on Amazon Prime for people like us to watch, and then we're gonna watch it, and subconsciously we're gonna get angry at, oh, I can't stand ICE, I hate them, oh, I hate Trump, and it's the programming, y'all. It's the programming that they do, and they're very good at it.
At the Super Bowl, they're, for the first time in I think 4 years now, the Trump administration is making them take away "end racism," which they had written in the end zone, right? And when
But why? It just seems silly. I mean,
to do it or not to do it?
why get rid of it?
Oh, I could tell you why.
I know, but it's just like you're
Because it was stupid to begin with.
Yeah, but it's
Let me ask you, who's it for? And if you're a racist and you see "end racism" in the end zone, you're going to stop being a racist?
But the sentiment is basically like, don't be an asshole.
But I think it's an asshole to nag us during a football game about something that doesn't change anything or any. If I'm not a racist and I see it, it doesn't matter. And if I am a racist, it's going to make me more of a racist.
Like, I think if you write "don't be an asshole" in the end zone, everybody will agree with that.
And I remember this like yesterday.
Let's
That'll
get it.
keep you off the cover of the USA Today. Out past 12 midnight. Plus 15 on speed limit, going 15. Drugs or guns, alcohol, or women you know too well or not well enough. Look at your boy Higgs. 156 miles an hour at 2 in the morning with a gun, a chick, and drinking. He hit the 5. When Allen Iverson got pulled over that time, 93 miles an hour at 2 in the morning with a gun. Only thing he didn't have was the drug, alcohol, and some of that. It's the 5. Tony Dungy laid that thing out for his dog, and I'm telling you, that thing will keep hitting you over and over and
belongs to the American people. We are here to fight back.
All right, family. There you have today's reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope everyone out there has a good Sunday. Whether you're going to watch the game or not, enjoy it, y'all. If you're spending time with family, hope you guys have a good day. Let me know what's in the menu down below. What's on the menu? Let me know down below. We're having carne asada, macaroni salad, chips and dip, some sweets. I'm sure they're gonna bring some nachos over or something. Mama Bear's family's coming over. My family lives in Arizona, so we won't be getting together with them, but they're getting together over there too, having some barbecue ribs, some bacon wrapped jalapenos, and probably just some chips and dip, or chips and salsa actually. So that's what's going on over here with the Segovias, y'all. Let me know down below, what are you guys doing? Hope everyone out there has a good day, y'all. Tomorrow's video, we're gonna get into all these. I'm not gonna find my clips today for tomorrow because I want to wait for all these clips to come out from the Super Bowl. So tomorrow I'll be finding my clips. If you guys have some, leave me my emails down below. Send me those TikToks, y'all. Just don't send me 30-minute TikToks. Send me little 3 minutes tops TikToks, y'all. So I'd appreciate that if you guys send me some clips anytime, not even just for the Super Bowl. Anytime you guys got some clips, send me some TikToks down below. I'll throw them in the video. I'd be sure to, as long as they're not 20-minute TikToks. But anyways, y'all, I got some things to do. I got to go out. We're playing a cup game. I don't know if you guys know about the cup game during the Super Bowl. We're gonna be playing that, so I got to go to the bank to get a 20 out, go to Albertsons, get 21s. Got to fill up my propane tank. Got to clean my grill, probably pressure wash the back patio. It's clean, but I keep my yard clean. But I got to clean it a little extra. Since we got family coming over and they're gonna be out back and chilling back there, I got to make it look clean, even though it's already spotless. But I got to do my thing, y'all. So I hope everyone out there has a good day. I'm gonna be back tomorrow with a Super Bowl reaction. Be sure to stick around for that. Let me know down below how you guys like the thumbnail. I did a little different today. Hope you guys like it. Hope it works. I like to be different, y'all. I don't like to do the same thing as everybody else. I'm not corny during my reactions. I try to give you guys my honest opinion, even though that backfires on me a lot in the comments. But I like to be open and real with you guys, y'all. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the next reaction. This is Segovia signing out of the man cave. Hope everyone has a good Sunday, y'all. Later.